Ever wonder how the ultra-rich seem to operate by a different set of rules? How they manage to protect their wealth in ways that seem almost magical? Today, we're diving into the world of offshore shell companies and how they allow the wealthy to make millions disappear. If you found this video insightful, please like and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of wealth and finance. Forget hiding money under a mattress. The rich don't hide money, they erase it from the map. They use shell companies to turn dirty cash into invisible empires. Our journey begins in places that might sound like vacation destinations. Panama, the British Virgin Islands, Luxembourg. But for the wealthy, these aren't just sunny getaways. They're tax invisibility zones. Step 1 in this financial disappearing act? Create a company in one of these tax havens. These aren't your typical businesses. They have no employees, no product, no office. Just a name, a P.O. box, and a new layer of secrecy. Next, the money moves. It's shifted into this shell company from various sources: art sales, crypto gains, licensing deals. Suddenly, it's out of reach, often beyond the grasp of U.S. authorities. Why does this work? These countries operate with a don't ask, don't tell policy. No ownership records, no reporting requirements, no automatic alerts to the IRS. It's a legal game, but one played with carefully crafted loopholes. So who actually owns these shell companies? Officially, no one. But in reality, a billionaire controls it through nominee directors, trust structures, and layers of legal distance. Their name never touches the paperwork. And if that's not enough, they add layers. One shell owns another, which owns a trust, which owns a fund, which finally owns the cash. The money trail becomes so complex, it effectively ceases to exist. This intricate web provides near total protection. No salary means no income tax. No direct ownership means no asset seizure. No trail means no lawsuits. Even the government struggles to reach what it can't prove exists. What does this system really buy? Not just wealth, but freedom, control, and total protection from creditors, ex-spouses, investigators, and even the media. The elite operate by a different set of rules. They vanish millions by using offshore shells, not savings accounts. They exert control through distance, not title. They build structures, not balances. They disappear from paper and, in many ways, live above the law. Is this a system that needs to be reformed? Or is it simply smart financial planning? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of wealth and finance.